What is up, guys? Welcome back to Wrenching Wrecked. We're at the barn today, and I had every intention of finishing up the Springer here with new tire, new tube, all that jazz, grease up the bearings, and then get that installed on this frame. Ordered parts, I don't know, right around Thanksgiving, and tracking said it was going to be here yesterday at the coating shop. Well, they tried dropping it off in the main office of the industrial park, not my shop. Checked my cameras and everything. Said attempted delivery. Tenant not there. Will attempt again. So now it's back at the FedEx facility, and I have no idea where that is or when I'm going to get that. So that's going to be unfortunate in terms of trying to get jamming on this. I was really hoping to mess around and at least get the front end of this dialed in, minus the fork stop things I gotta figure out. I gotta make something for those, but pretty much that was the plan, and it got grenaded because of shipping issues. So I want to get the front end on this, and then we're going to move on to the rear and then figure out brakes and all of that. So I got two calipers here. This is ideally the one I need to use, but I'm gonna have to cut and weld some stuff on this frame, which is unfortunate because that's all freshly coated, but the guy's pretty cool about it. He said he took responsibility because he didn't tell me that the brake was off of a snowmobile that wasn't working, that came loose and unwound itself. So I'm going to have a good amount of grinding and cleanup on this, which was not expected at the beginning because I was under the impression that everything kind of bolted on and bolted up and was functioning at one point in time. And then after we got everything coated and ready to reassemble, I find out there's not a working functional bike underneath all of this bin of parts nonsense. So we'll figure that out, and I really like running these soft tail calipers anyway, so get those trimmed up, cut off these brackets and giant monstrosities of welds, lots of grinding and cleaning up to do, clean that up a little bit. Then we'll figure out where we're going to place that soft tail caliper once we get that. The rear's done in terms of wheel and tire. It's got bearings and rubber, brand new inner tube, all of that. So unfortunately, as much as I wanted to play on this weekend, I'm still slammed at the coating shop with big stuff. So we got the diesel compressor in here. I just put 5 gallons in. Window frames. The paint stuff comes off okay. Old building steel window frames. All of this glue and resin and glass is taken forever at the other spot. So I'm gonna knock those out first and then move on to these. This stuff should go pretty quick. Unfortunately, they're matched pairs, so I'm trying to keep them as organized as I can while I'm doing this. So we got the lights on in the blast booth warming up. 5 more gallons of diesel in here, and hopefully this thing will fire up since it's been in the barn and staying warm. It's been way too cold. I tried cranking this over outside just for giggles, and it was just brand new, fully charged battery. Just it's what happens when we get, 8-10 degree nights. So let me hook this thing up to the truck, yank this out of here, get it fired up, and maybe I'll be able to play around with some of that stuff later on. I don't know. It's a pain. Oh, I got the primary back for the shovelhead too. All cleaned up. Nice and shiny. Much better than it was. So that's pretty much it for the quick little update. Maybe if I get lucky, the parts will show up at the shop today and I can run over and grab that, because I really, really want to start getting jamming on these bikes again. Now that the Volvo's passed, everything else is pretty much good to go. But the more of this big blasting stuff I can get done, the more free time I should have to play with these once parts actually arrive. So maybe I'll address this today. Damn it. My rear tire on the truck is very unhappy with me. This thing keeps going flat like every 2 days, so I really need to get this wheel off of here. But for right now, I'm just gonna air this up. I'm gonna move the truck, I think, provided it starts. It's been sitting a long time, but usually don't have any issues with it. But 2-3 days, I can't believe it. I got something, I must have ran over a screw or a nail or something. Maybe I'll deal with this today. Once we're done blasting, get this thing yanked into the barn and, what do you call it? Get this into the barn and put it up on a jack, take this tire off, bring it over to the other shop, figure out what's going on. I don't know if it's the Schrader valve, I don't know if I got something in here. But for right now, I gotta get this fired up, let it warm up a little bit, move this to the other side, and then I'll back the compressor over here once we get that fired up. For blasting, the problem is, when I turn the paint booth on, normally I'll just inch the compressor right out in front of the doors. Well, the compressor, or the blast booth, makes so much vacuum and draws in so much air through the doors. If I have the compressor right in front, where it's nice and easy to back up, back in, or pull forward and back into the barn, when it's running, all the exhaust and all the fumes get sucked right in the shop, which isn't good for you. So if I jam it over here, it usually tends to blow that way instead of getting sucked right in through the doors. I mean, granted, with the fan on, it does come in and blow out pretty quick, but no sense in pushing our luck. So let's see if we can get this thing aired up. Did I leave enough room to sneak around this? That's the real question. Probably not. This one's kind of low too. Been chasing an air leak on those forever. I don't think it's the cold, but electronic fuel pump in here, so one click of the key, get that squirting and priming up. 25-degree cold start. No choke. Two cranks, not too bad. Come on, get some fuel. Just manual choke this a little bit here. Man, winter is such a pain. Still need to empty the van out and repark that too. Rearranged a bunch of the stuff here. We got the trailer and the boat over on this side now. If this compressor was more cooperative, I was really hoping to just have the compressor jammed right there with hoses run through the wall, but there's no chance. I don't know if I can improve that. I need to get one of those cold start switches. That's bad, but those are really expensive from the John Deere dealer. And I don't know how much that's actually going to help. I mean, it is an old compressor, so I'm a little limited. Luckily, I have a barn big enough where I can leave that in there and heat up overnight. But come on, please have enough room. There we go. Get around the big truck. Did. I'm just gonna let this truck run for a little bit, get up to temp, get some juice going into that battery, and you know, do winter things. Oh, we got the boats out of the water finally up here, and then yeah, we'll just kind of finagle and flip-flop some stuff. This thing should fire right up. I don't have any worries there. But we'll get this going while I mess around with finalizing the compressor. And back this in and yank that out. See if we get lucky on this thing. I'm guessing it'll take a couple cranks. Come on, girl. Almost there. It's closer, it's coughing at least. Two. I like making sure it starts in here just because I'm closer to switching batteries and I don't have to do that in the cold. I know it smokes out the shop a little bit, but blast fan's going on. It's gonna get real chilly in here real quick. Come on. Not firing on all of them. Three. So that cold start advance switch is supposed to advance the timing for cold starts and make it start easier. So I don't know if that's working. I'm guessing it isn't, because normally that's what's been bugging me in the past. Once it gets hot and warmed up, it would actually trip the breaker, which tells me that there's a short. Now it's been okay, but it would kill it at 180 or 165, whatever the temp is. It's really annoying when it starts but doesn't want to start. And I know it was doing this the first couple cold starts before I put that switch back on. When I put the switch on and it was working for a week, it tended to fire a little bit easier. Should really just swap that part out. Gotta love the smell of unburnt diesel in here. But got that all set. Let me set these tables up, lay out some of these windows, hook up all my hoses, run those right outside. But oh, I gotta turn the Ford off too. So that's pretty much that. Let me get this set up and I'll update you guys when we're done. Hopefully this should go pretty quick. Don't want to be here all day blasting. Yeah, blasting helmet here. Didn't realize that till this just turned on, but oh well. I got all the windows done. It's about 3 o'clock now. I finished up about a half hour ago, just been cleaning up and wrapping up hoses, but what did that put me at, I guess? I started around 9:30, 10. About 4 hours or so straight of blasting. I could check the time on the compressor too, but roughly 4 hours for all of those window frames with inches of adhesive. I went through 4 bags of sand and then I recycled some of this in here too. But those are all done, zip tied together, kept the ones I needed to together. Those can go back to the coating shop, and then I can get jamming on those next week. Hopefully we can get that done and out of there, because they're big and they take up a bunch of space. I think I'm gonna roll the truck in, back the truck in, grab a jack that up, yank the wheel off. I don't think I'm gonna go deal with that or try and fix that today. I'll leave the truck up here on jack stands for the time being, because I'm sick of having to fill that up every couple days. So at least get that one wheel off. I don't know if I'm gonna take them both off. The other one's got a little slow leak in it, but that's good for about 2 weeks. Yeah, let's do that. Found my hat. Feel better about that one now. But we got the truck pulled in, just kind of angled over. I was thinking about it. I was only going to take off this one, because that's the big leaking one, but it's got a 9-inch rear end, and it's really easy just to jack this up and leave it on stands. So I don't know if I'm going to pull the tires off, but I think I'm going to try and jack it up, just get it ready, and then I'll come back with the 1/2-inch electric impact or whatever and rip that apart. Just no sense in doing it by hand. I'm too lazy for that, and I'm beat. So truck is in. We'll swap the wheels and tires out, figure out where those leaks are coming from. They're old rims, so there's a good chance the backside. Normally when I blast and coat old steelies, they tend to seal up better. These, I honestly think there's probably something in the tires just driving it in and out of here like crazy and doing whatever, but we'll figure that out. Get it off, fill the tires up, spray them down with some soap and water, figure out where they're leaking. If I need to pull them off and reseal them or redo some bead seal around the rim, which I hate, we'll do that too. But we got a tire machine at the other shop, so that shouldn't be too big of a deal. I know this is kind of an oddball little video again. I feel like that's all I've been doing. But again, if my parts were here, front end would be going back on the iron head, and then I could get that locked onto the table and then start messing around with the rear. And then same thing on the shovel head, waiting on parts. So that fun game. So for now, that'll wrap this one up. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, all those fun things. Trying to get onto bike stuff, just world's not cooperating at this point. So we'll get there eventually. We'll catch you on the next one.